Hi guys, welcome to Success TV. My name is Desmond. Today we are going to talk about exponential and logarithm equations. In this video, we first talk about some rules concerning exponential and logarithm equation, and in our next video, we are going to use these rules to solve exponential and logarithm equation. So let's just go ahead and list our rules in this video. Now, our first rule, the common one, is called the fundamental property. The fundamental property, which states that when you have b exponent x is equal to m, this also implies as log of m base b is equal to x. This simply is called the fundamental property. Now, our next rule, which we're going to talk about, is the inverse identities. The inverse identities is very common. Now, it states that when you have log of b base b, which this b here is exponent x here, you get it? So now when you have something like this x here is gonna come here, it's gonna come at the back of this log here. So you're going to get x log of b base b here. Now this is also equal to x. Now this is the reason. Now anytime you see any log of b exponent base b here is equal to 1, I mean anytime you see a log of a number which the number and the base are the same is equal to 1, this is what I mean. That's why we have this rule here, and this rule is called the inverse identity. Now we have another rule which is called the one-to-one rule. The one-to-one rule. Now this one-to-one rule states that when you have b here exponent x, which is equal to b exponent y, now here you're going to just equate the exponents. So here you're going to get x is equal to y. X is equal to y. Let's take an example. Let's say you have an equation like this: 2 exponent 2x, which is equal to 2 exponent 4 here. Now with this, because we are having the same base here, you are just going to equate the exponent here to this. So here we are going to get 2x is equal to 4 here, where when you solve it you are going to get x is equal to 2 here. So this is what we call the one-to-one rule. Now our next rule is called the product addition rule for logarithm. Product addition rule for logarithm, which states that when you have, let me use a different color here so that we can see it very well. When you have log of m base b plus log of n base b here, this also implies as log of mn base b here. This is what we call the product addition rule for logarithm. Now you have to take note of these rules that I'm stating because they are very necessary in solving logarithm and exponential equations. So you have to pay good attention to all these rules, because in our next video we are going to use these rules to solve these equation styles that we are having, or we are going to talk about in our next video. Now our next rule, which is common to this one, is called the quotient subtraction rule for logarithm. Quotient subtraction rule for logarithm. Here we are going to just change the sign here. So let's state with a different color here. So here when you have log of m here, with a base of b here, minus of log of n with a base of b here. Now this also implies to be log of m on n base of b. This is what we call the quotient subtraction rule for logarithm. Now Our next rule, which we are going to talk about, is called the power coefficient rule for logarithm. Power coefficient rule for logarithm, where we have log of m exponent r here, m exponent r here, with a base of b, the b there can be any number, any real number. So when you have this, I think we can correspond this to the one that we have here. When we got something from here, we did something, but let's focus on this rule and see what we are going to do about. We are going to talk about now. Here we are just going to bring this r here, this r to this side here. So here this implies that r log of b, which is the base m, so r multiplying log of m base b. So this is what we call the power coefficient rule for logarithm. Now our last rule that we are going to talk about is called the change of base property. Now the change of base property talks about when you have a log of m base b here, and you want to change the base to be the same. This is what we are going to do. Now let's choose a base. We are going to choose a base to be c here. So this is going to be our base here. So we are going to change the base to be the same. Now this is what we are going to do. You first write log of m base c here, our base that we chose here, over log of b base c here that we chose here. Now this is called the change of base property. Now these are the rules that we are going to use to solve exponential and logarithm equation. So therefore you need to pay critical attention to these rules to be able to solve common exponential and logarithm equations. Now in our next video, we are going to start with exponential equations and learn how to solve exponential equations. So watch out. If you have not subscribed to this channel and this is your first time subscribe to this channel, press the bell button so that anytime I post a video, you'll be the first person to see it. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.